Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News Midday starts now.
And good morning. Thanks for tuning in to a special digital version of 23 ABC News at 11 a.m. I'm Mike Hart.
And I'm Danielle Kernkamp. We begin with breaking news. The jury has made a decision in the retrial of Leslie Chance. Chance, a former elementary school principal, is accused of killing her husband, Todd Chance, back in 2013. Now, back in June of 2019, her case ended in a mistrial when the public defender's office declared a conflict of interest in representing her.
We're looking at live pictures right now from the front of Superior Court. 23 ABC has team coverage, several reporters inside the courtroom right now awaiting that decision. Now, if you remember, during the retrial, several witnesses and family members were called to the stand. Leslie Chance facing that charge of first-degree murder once again in this retrial. Chance took the stand for the first time in this retrial and repeatedly testified that she did not kill her husband. On Monday, one of the jurors said it would be their last day on the jury due to financial hardships. That juror was excused. An alternate juror was then placed on the jury, which then restarted their deliberations. Once again, we have received word from the court that the jury has come to a decision. At this point, they have to recall the attorneys. They have to bring the jurors in right now. We have a live picture inside the courtroom, but right now we are not showing anything on that camera as members of the jury will be coming back into the courtroom very soon. We are monitoring the very latest from our reporters inside. We are awaiting the official decision, and if it comes out in the next few minutes, we will of course go back for live coverage of the decision in the Leslie Chance retrial. In other news, we have an update on the LA apartment tower fire that we told you about yesterday at 11 a.m. Officials now saying 11 people were injured, including a baby, along with 2 firefighters who suffered minor burns. Authorities say there weren't any sprinklers in this tower as crews rescued a stranded resident who was clinging to a window, and multiple people were hoisted off the roof. Fire officials say the tower was built in '61 and didn't have sprinklers and weren't required at the time. The building has been red tagged and more than 300 tenants are now displaced until inspectors can check the entire building. The cause of this blaze has not been determined, but they are saying it is suspicious.
An urgent tone during the annual State of the County address last night as the big topic of the evening was oil production in Kern County. 23
ABC's Amani Stevens spoke to the incoming chairman of the Board of Supervisors and has more on her reaction to this looming crisis.
Well, it becomes obvious that national things, global things, have a way of trickling down into Kern County districts, Kern County neighborhoods, and Kern County backyards.
The 2020 State of the County addressed the future of Kern County's economic development in regards to jobs and the oil industry.
We know that Kern County is doing most of the work as it pertains to the subject matter of renewable energy for the entire state of California. But we are told we didn't build that. We're #1 in capacity in the entire U.S.
A message of families here locally that work in the oil industry.
Kern County industries must be protected. Kern County families must be protected. And I intend to be their voice this year.
Leticia Perez, the chairwoman for the Board of Supervisors, says she intends to be the voice of the oil industry this year. She says she strongly believes that if the county keeps pushing, the state will see the impact oil has here on the community.
We are the solution providers. I am confident that if we continue to send that message to Sacramento, continue to offer our partnership to the governor and the state leaders, that they will listen, that enough voices will make them listen.
I'm Imani Stevens for 23 ABC Connecting You.
The mission at Kern County recently posted a video to try and explain our homeless crisis and, more specifically, how we got to this point.
How did we get here? You know, many things contributed to this. Affordable housing being one of them, legislation being another. It's been an opioid abuse through the years. We're in a homeless crisis like we've never seen before. But the mission at Kern County is doing something about it.
That's, of course, Carlos Baldovinos, the executive director, who says the mission is getting ready to expand the facility by 40 beds. Currently, they house 300 homeless individuals each night.
Parents with students in the Panama Buena Vista School District second quarter report cards are being pushed back again. Earlier this month, the district said it was hit with a ransomware attack that impacted computer systems and shut down phones. The district had said grades would be available by the end of this month. But on Wednesday, the district sent a message to parents saying grades will now be available by February 7th. Officials say they've been working with the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security to find out more about the ransomware attack.
All right, let's check in with 23 ABC's chief meteorologist Elena Russ. Get a look at our noontime, thereabouts, forecast.
Yeah, lunch forecast we'll call
Yes,
it, right? Everything out there looking nice and calm. The showers, the cold air from yesterday is out of here. You see a dry weather pattern taking over. Still a bit of a fresh breeze, so we're mostly sunny and seasonal today. Winds have calmed way down from yesterday. I don't know anybody who loves the wind other than maybe my kid who likes flying her kite. But you see some cloud cover coming through. That's breaking apart. We're getting some more sunshine this afternoon. So we're already at 56 in Bakersfield. Average for this time of year is 59. We're going to get up to 62 later today. So again, quite seasonal for us. Also 62 in Isabella, down into Mojave later on this afternoon. And these temperatures want to climb for the weekend for the mountain and desert locations. Will the valley get warm or not? That's the big question, and I'll show you why it's up in the air coming up.
Well, dozens of people showed up this morning at the City Fire headquarters for a promotion ceremony to honor two of their own. City Fire is celebrating the promotion of Doug Randall to the level of fire captain, and Katie Dunn, who was promoted to dispatcher 1. We spoke to Dunn afterwards about her process to earn this promotion.
I went through several weeks of academy where we learned the books part of dispatching, and then I went through a few months of actual call taking, dispatching. There was exams we've had to take. I did ride-alongs, and we had to do a certain amount of calls unassisted, and I had to do several CPR calls unassisted. And so to finally get to this point, it's a huge sigh of relief, but nervous for what's to come in the future.
And we also spoke to Captain Randall, who told us he prepared for about 6 months before he was tested. He's been with the fire department now for 13 years. Congratulations to both of them.
The Bakersfield Museum of Art will be unveiling their Winter 2020 exhibitions tonight, showcasing a showroom of new displays.
Right, the museum has 3 new California-based exhibitions, all with different themes. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall has a sneak peek.
We continue to try to stimulate the community with the level of art that we are bringing in, and not just the creatives, but our hope is that families and people from all different walks of life can come into the museum and find something that they are inspired by.
The first exhibit, dubbed One Night in California, features contemporary nocturnes, which are pieces of art created at night.
California is known for its, especially in the art world and beyond, is known for its experimentation and kind of innovation. And the realm of contemporary or nocturne painting is no different than that.
Meanwhile, the museum is also bringing out a new exhibition focused around their own permanent collection.
Permanent collection means that work lives at the Bakersfield Museum of Art, has been slowly amassed over a 60-year history. And part of our role is to make sure that collection stays relevant.
And they're doing that with this winter's theme of texture. In art, texture is the visual and physical perception of a piece. Magnus says the exhibition explores how texture is used and alluded to while viewing a painting, whether it be in 2 dimensions or 3. The third exhibition features some of the most iconic black and white photos taken in the past century. The photos were collected by 2 local sisters. In order to show off all the museum's new art, they're holding a special opening reception tonight.
We'll be celebrating all 3 of these new exhibitions. It is our Winter 2020 opening, which will begin at 7 o'clock. We'll be open from 7 to 9 to the public.
Tonight's event is $10 for the general public, $5 for students, and free to members of the museum. Their regular business hours will resume tomorrow. In Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
And continuing our coverage of the retrial of Leslie Chance, the jury has come up with a decision. We don't know what that decision is just yet, but if you follow along our Twitter account at 23ABC News, you'll find the very latest updates down to the minute. Right now, we're seeing that the retrial is almost over as the jury is coming back with their decision, and we are seeing tweets from our social media reporters over there that Chance's daughters have all arrived at the courthouse. So far, prosecutors have gone in and out of the courtroom. Again, this is a minute-to-minute basis that we're learning here. Chance, a former elementary school teacher, on retrial for the murder of her husband. We're going to keep following this, and of course, when we learn of that decision, we'll bring it to you right here on 23ABC on our Facebook page and our website, turn to 23.com.
And as Danielle was just touching on, here's a live picture from our camera that's positioned right outside Superior Court. We do have team coverage of this going on right now. We have Tori Cooper, Emma Lockhart, and Veronica Morley all inside the courtroom right now, ready to send out information as we get it across our social media platforms and our website, turn223.com. If our special digital newscast ends before a decision is announced in court, we will of course go back and live stream the very latest information. So look for push alerts from 23 ABC. If you don't have our mobile and tablet apps, you can download them. They are free.
In other news, Bakersfield police need your help in identifying and locating a man wanted for assault. Police say it happened on the bike path in southwest Bakersfield. According to police, it happened around 6:15 Wednesday morning. The victim was running westbound on the bike path north of Stockdale, right by several medical buildings near Callaway Drive. The victim says she was startled by the sound of someone running behind her, so she turned around facing the suspect and he grabbed her by the shoulders. The victim was able to pepper spray the suspect and fight him off. She then ran and called 911. This is a composite sketch of the suspect. He's described as a Hispanic male in his mid-20s, about 5 feet and 9 or 10 inches tall. He was wearing a gray, white, and black camouflage hooded sweatshirt with his hood up. He also had black running pants that had 3 vertical white stripes on the side with black Vans or Converse shoes and white soles. It's an ongoing investigation. Authorities are still looking for the suspect. If you have any information, call BPD at 327-7111.
Now to an update on a missing persons case. The Sheriff's Department has announced they found a missing teenager. According to KCSO, officials located Xavier Fisher and he is now home. However, deputies are still looking for another teen who hasn't been seen since last month. 17-year-old Destiny Yelland remains missing. Last seen December 10th. KCSO describes her simply as being about 5'2", weighing 115 pounds with brown hair and brown eyes. If you have any information on her whereabouts or you think you know where she is, call KCSO at 861-3110.
Kern High School District students and parents will take a walk to West High School tonight as part of a march for educational justice.
23 ABC's Daniela Garrido gives us a look this morning at the mission behind this march.
In 2017, a discrimination lawsuit was settled against the Kern High School District. As a result, the district had to hold 2 community forums per school year to showcase progress reports that include teacher diversity reports. Today, the community members plan to advocate for these reports to continue after tonight's final forum.
And so now it's been 3 years since that settlement. And so Kern High School District has to hold its last community forum where they're going to be giving a progress report to the community about how they're improving and really supporting the academic achievement of all students.
The Kern Education Justice Collaborative has planned a march to West High School for Thursday's last community forum as part of the lawsuit settlement against the Kern High School District.
What we would really like to see is for them to continue these practices. We don't want, just because the settlement is ending, for them to discontinue the hard work that they've already done.
23 ABC reached out to the Kern High School District. In the report shared with us, the state issued a $200 million investment for new hires, which has allowed the district to attend diversity job fairs and conferences. District-wide, in the 2019 to 2020 school year, 68% of new hires were white, a decrease of 1% from last year. 29% were Hispanic, an increase of 4%. 2% were black, a decrease of 2%.
So the purpose is to match the teacher demographics with the student demographics, right? So that's one of the things.
Some of the other resources parents and students are calling for during the march includes transparency and mental health support resources and better suspension and expulsion practices.
When we arrive at West High School, we will be having a press conference where there will be teachers, youth, and parents that will be speaking about what they hope to see from the Kern High School District. And then at 7 p.m., Kern High School District will have their last community forum at West High School.
Thursday's community forum will be the last mandated by the lawsuit that will end in July of this year. According to the Kern High School District, it's unknown if these forums will continue.
Because we're here for all the same reason, right? We're here so that students can get the best education that they deserve. So I hope that Kern High School District will see that there's a lot of people that really care about making Kern County better, and specifically Kern High School District.
Those who plan to participate in the march will meet at Ross on Ming Avenue at 5:30 p.m. The community forum will begin at 7 p.m. at West High School. In studio, I'm Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
Let's bring it up to see what our weather is like.
Yeah, latest weather drought monitor report has our region abnormally dry. It's the lowest ranking, but it is a ranking. January only brought 2 storms with some measurable rain. We are ending the month dry. February looks like a dry start as well. You can see there's just a little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of a breeze. It's going to be quite the seasonal day. And then as high pressure is building on shore the next couple afternoons, it wants to bring us some sunshine and warming. So right now we're optimistically climbing up to the 70s by Saturday, but we have to wait and see if fog could ruin that.
Again, we are continuing to follow that breaking news of the Leslie Chance retrial, in that murder retrial. In fact, we're following along on our Twitter account right now. We have a team inside the courtroom, and we know that the jury has reached a decision. We don't know what that decision is just yet, but we are learning that they reached that verdict at 10:25 this morning. And right now, the jury is being escorted in. We're not able to show you pictures, live pictures of that, but we do have a team inside to learn the very latest. The courtroom is officially in session. Chance is at the defense's table next to her attorney, Tony Lidgett. The courtroom has a full audience of viewers, and media has been led into there. We do have live pictures of outside of the courtroom right now that we're following as well. Again, this jury has made a decision. This is after more than a week of deliberations. And not to mention, on Monday, one of those jurors said that this would be their last day on the jury due to financial hardships. So Tuesday, an alternate was placed who had been in the courtroom throughout the duration of that trial, and that means deliberations had to restart on Tuesday. So after 2 days of those restarted deliberations, they have come to a decision at 10:25 this morning. Again, these are live pictures right outside of Superior Court.
It has been quite the journey for this case. Of course, the first case ended in a mistrial when the prosecutor's office, All right, and we are still waiting on the jury to be notified of that decision. As Danielle said, Leslie Chance and her attorney, Tony Lidgett, both standing by the table. We cannot show you those pictures, but we can tell you that this case has seen quite a journey since the first trial ended in a mistrial. People now starting to leave the courthouse. We are unsure if any of these people were inside the courtroom. We are still awaiting new information right now. We have Tori Cooper and Veronica Morley inside the courtroom now, waiting for that decision. We have Emma Lockhart situated outside to try and get reaction as people are leaving. We are being told right now, that Leslie Chance has been found guilty of murder in the first degree. That is what we are being told. Checking the Twitter to see if we have officially updated. And it is now down. Judge Charles Bremer instructing the jury. The jury announced that they did find Chance guilty of first-degree murder, so now he is giving the jury more instructions as we speak. We are going to stay here for a few minutes to see if we can get Tori Cooper out of the courtroom and down to our live camera that is positioned out front. But as I said, the first trial in this case ending in a mistrial due to a conflict of interest within the public defender's office. It was then retried right now, and it's been a very interesting case so far. During this current retrial, witnesses and family members called to the stand. Leslie Chance actually took the stand for the first time and repeatedly testified that she did not kill her husband. So we are waiting for more information that is coming. Of course, you can follow along right now on our Twitter feed at 23ABC News. And let's jump back over, if we can, to Danielle Kernkamp in the Live Center, who is standing by live with that announcement.
That's right. So we do have that team inside the courtroom. We have multiple reporters, we have photographers, and we have a social media team. So if you want to stay up to date right now, these are updates down to the minute. Our social media team letting us know once again that the jury has announced they found Leslie Chance guilty of murder in the first degree. So you can follow along on our Twitter account. The handle is at 23ABC News, and you can get those tweets down to the minute. Right now, that one just 1 minute ago is still the most recent tweet. But again, you'll always find the latest there on our website, turn to 23.com, and right here on our 23ABC Facebook page. But again, Leslie Chance has been found guilty of murder in the first degree.
And once again, we were notified by the courts that the jury had reached a decision about a half an hour before we came on the air. We're learning now that the jury reached that verdict at 10:25 this morning. This, of course, after an alternate a juror had to replace one of the jurors earlier this week, that juror leaving due to financial hardship. Once deliberations resumed, it took just less than 2 days to come to this decision. In the courtroom, we know that Chance's daughters all arrived at the courthouse right before court was called back in session. Prosecutors were walking in and out of the courtroom before the courtroom was in session. Right now, we're being told that they are, I believe, polling the jury. They're going between each juror and having them confirm that guilty or the verdict right now. So they are polling the jury right now. Once again, we have Tori Cooper and Veronica Morley inside doing a great job for us as they continue to tweet out the latest information as it's happening. Judge Charles Bremer instructing the jury as they go through this portion of it. Once again, if you're just joining us, Leslie Chance been found guilty of first-degree murder in the death of her husband, Todd Chance, who was killed back in 2013. You're looking at live pictures right outside Superior Court. We are waiting for one of our reporters to get a chance to leave the courtroom right now and come down and give us more reaction as far as, you know, the reaction that we can't show you and that you can't see right now of a family, of friends that are in the courtroom. We're told the courtroom is overflowing and that there are people standing out in the hallway as well, waiting for more on this case. So once again, Leslie Chance found guilty of first-degree murder in the case of her husband, Todd Chance, from 2013. We'll continue to follow along, and you can follow along as well. We're going to keep this shot up just for a little while here to see if we can get a reporter outside to give us an update, but you can follow along on our social media platforms, on our website, turn223.com, and of course we will send a push alert once we have our reporter and our team outside ready to talk more about that decision. The judge giving final instructions, we're told, right now.
You can always follow along on our 23ABC Twitter account at 23ABC News. We're providing down-to-the-minute updates from inside the courtroom.
That's going to do it for us for the special digital version of 23ABC News at 11 a.m. Stay connected on our mobile and tablet apps and all of our social media platforms.